Happy Eid al-Maulud to everyone. It's celebration of the Holy Prophet. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies of you. Hello, Tope Makotike.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. So, as it is, the level of, I think that parents have this feeling, every parent feels like their kids are like the smartest in the world.
Yes.
And, and you're seeing them grow and you're seeing the level of maturity in the kind of conversations you're having. Like, it's a huge responsibility to be a parent, and I'm grateful to God for the journey so far, but I'm also extremely fearful and worried, and I'm trying to pray the fear out of me because I see the level of exposure that the information being thrown at them is a whole lot. Every assignment now involves going to check online, and you put one word, the internet completes it for you. So I'm wondering, even if a child goes online with all innocence, the way this social media places, the way the internet is wired, it can feed information that is, not so comfortable. So I'm just going to keep appealing to parents to, bond with your children at every stage. They are telling me to enjoy this stage, that when they become teenagers, that their shakara will be much. But now I'm enjoying. Let me just hug you. I'm like, come and hug me. I just want to say bye-bye. Oh, yeah, come and say bye-bye. Like, we don't know what the next 10 years will hold, but I'm grateful to God.
You have one child that when the other ones have grown, he's still a baby, so you enjoy that for a bit. Like Mariah, tomorrow will enjoy that stage for a long time. I'm fine, thank you. Yesterday I learned something. After we had the conversation on the police, and I was like, oh, this conversation is going to affect my whole mood today, for the whole of today. Doctor was like, no, it should not affect it. It should end here. And I have that bad habit. I have something, I discuss something or read something, and then it will spoil my mood for a week. I'm constantly thinking about it and affects everything else that I do. I'm unable to just, pursue things because I'm thinking about a bad thing that happened, a bad event that happened. And, I also read that we need to realize that our mental health and everything is in our hands. We decide how we, pull ourselves up and move forward. I've always felt that I'm just a feeling person. If I feel it, then I'm meant to feel it. But sometimes I can also control it so that it doesn't affect other things. So, yeah, I'm working on it. So, thank you.
Big discovery.
The key.
Doing up your
Water, pure water. I'm doing good. I just wanted to add that what helps is compartmentalizing issues. So you bring it out in different boxes. When we are done with this, we'll pack it up. When I'm done with this show, I drop it on this table and I go home so that it doesn't affect me in other things that I'm doing.
I'm good with compartmentalizing other things.
Yeah, but when it comes to,
So you will not just us about the weekend.
Yeah, so I had
We knew about your weekend, so we allowed you to go and rest.
Yes, I was at Kuje, Almat Farms. Amazing.
Abuja?
Abuja, yeah,
Yes.
amazing place.
I've
Clean
seen
air.
pictures.
Clean
Really
air,
nice.
like clean, very clean air. I did not hear one sound of generator. The place was so good. All my husband's allergies, because he sneezes a lot. He did not sneeze one bit till we got back.
See what is
I
happening.
was like, wow, this is our bubbling, bustling city and all that. It was fun. I had fun. We're together. No, mommy, I want this. I want that. Just us, bonding, doing things that adults do. It was my 13 years wedding anniversary.
If that one did
weekend.
not come in, what would we say?
Exactly, now.
That's primary assignments.
I had fun. It was,
Just don't
I'm
go and
just
bond.
grateful.
Yeah,
No, me, I'm done. No, I'm hung boot. I'm not you.
No mistake can happen.
I came 12 years after my brother. 12 years between me and the last brother. So don't say anything.
No, not
never
me.
say never.
Not me.
Okay.
Never is never
That's what
this
they say.
one.
I hope you're not trying to make an excuse for yourself for future.
No, I mean, only the
Another one.
For children. No.
Because you cannot say, I don't know, I came
We
after
can
you.
use four is a round number.
If I mistakenly, that one, I'll just say, how Father have mercy. This one has to come out. Forgive me. Yeah, no,
So we have to talk about your earrings, Mariah.
Yeah.
As YK is not around, he's still resting from
So
celebration.
Those are cowries.
Yes.
After we gave YK, and I just liked the way they look. So I told the person who made it for us, and told her, Ramota, to make mine. So she made it, and she
lovely.
delivered. Lovely.
They're
Thank
so
you
pretty.
for paying attention. So I'll be off the show. till next week. So I'm taking off because I have to go and
get ready.
Do what I had to do, you know. So
Send Mama off with grand style.
Yeah, honestly, my mom has crowd. Goodness, she's
like, a mom for everybody.
She's pulling, like she's pulled. We thank God. So
she's been a blessing to a lot of them. A lot of support will come your way.
I'm still going to put out a proper thank you, and I'm going to try to talk about it. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of support.
That you're getting.
I'm shocked. In fact,
there's nothing like a good name.
Hey, I'm shocked.
We must
the kind of support
we've
gotten.
Wow.
I can't speak it. It's like,
Wow. That is not you, but for her.
Mom, see, it's crazy. We thank God, thank God. Let's go on a break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communication.
$39.5 billion. Kanu slammed with more treason charges. Police no to hashtag NSAS protest in Lagos. Maulud Nabil, President Sultan Governors can greet Muslims. And Buhari eulogizes ex-US icon Powell. Okay, which story are we taking?
We could take the
major headline?
Yes. So a top Biden administration official had a meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, yesterday, and he was saying that Nigeria will get more assistance from the U.S. in the battle against insecurity, whether it's on terrorism or piracy. They are going to, go all out on that collaboration and support the country. That Nigeria is not just the partner of the U.S., but also a friend. They also said that they have been supporting the delivery and administration of the vaccines to all Nigerians. More vaccines are going to be coming our way. They are going to ensure that everybody is vaccinated. On the other hand, the president is warning that there is no more hiding place for bandits and that the military will keep on the offensive attack. We know there are some states already that they are carrying out offensive attack, not waiting for the bandits to come to them. And so far, so good, it's been successful. But that the media should, instead of saying rising insecurity, should call it declining insecurity, that we have to be very careful of how we paint the picture and support the fight against insecurity, basically.
All right, so because I read the book of Colin Powell, so I have, I have a bit of some of his stories. So it was interesting that our president also eulogized him. He passed away after he battled COVID-19 at the age of 84. Wow. So I think it was a special decision to the media and publicity of our president, Garba Shehu, that expressed the condolences of the president. And one of the leadership skills I learned from Colin Powell was the fact that no matter how high you go, you must always go back to the roots, because the people at the bottom don't know who you are. So if you really want a sustainable system, always get feedback from bottom up. Never depend on the Joint Chiefs to tell you what's going on. He goes all the way down to talk to the people and know exactly what's happening. So that's just to confirm what the Joint Chiefs tells him. So it was a really, really interesting tip I got many years ago when I read this book. All right, any other story in Nation?
So court orders release of Odili's passport. Odili was the former governor of Rivers State, and his passport has been seized, and then Justice Okwo declared the seizure of Peter Odili's passport as illegal and unconstitutional. Now, this case has been ongoing for a long time, but there are two judges that have, two extant judgments by the Federal High Court delivered in 2007 and 2020, restraining EFCC from either arresting or prosecuting Peter Odili on any issue relating to when he was the governor of Rivers State. So many civil rights people within the country have questioned that judgment. That how can a court in Nigeria say EFCC cannot try someone on corruption charges while he was a governor? And that injunction has been given since 2007 and stands till date. Now his passport being seized is going to be released to him, that because the reason for the passport being seized it can't be tried for this issue. And I'm really hoping that there will be more conversation concerning this case, so that we don't have precedents of some people going to court and saying, perpetual injunction, you cannot try me on what happened when I was a governor.
Okay, I have one more story. So the president and the leaders and other leaders, we have senators, governors, were felicitating with Muslims on the Eid Maulud today, and the message across board is for peace and unity, and you know, especially in this time. So
Okay.
that's it.
The Punch. APC convention under threat. Aggrieved party members cite ruling against Buni. Picture here of Sangota area, Lagos Abeokuta Expressway.
Terrible.
Masked gunmen kill Lagos State government director and steal phones and files. 918 health centers shut as cholera cases soar. It's dangerous linking your SIM to another subscriber's NIN, says NCC. FG budgets 104 billion naira to maintain purchase generators in 2022. Hashtag NSAS, insurance firms unveil reports pay 9 billion naira claims on deaths and property. And less than 4% of Nigerians will be vaccinated by 2021, says Oshimbajo. Okay, let's start with the human interest story.
Yeah, so there's a civil servant, Abiodun Adenuga, who was killed at Sindende Guest House in Agege area of the state. And the family members of this particular civil servant are calling for justice. According to the story, they said he was lodged at the guest house on October 6 around 1:30 a.m. No fewer than 4 masked men stormed into the facility and then started going room to room to check on people who were there. And when they got to his room, it seemed, according to the family, he said it seemed like it was an assassination attempt or attack, because when they got to his room, they had to shoot him. They were dragging his bag with him. And then I think there were some official files in that bag that they wanted. And so they dragged it. They came back again. He was trying to hold one of the leg of the armed or bandit or armed robber, and then they shot him. So when they took him to the hospital, they said they pulled out 11 bullets when they were carrying out surgery. And in that whole hotel, he was the only one that was shot. Others were just dispossessed of their phones and properties, but he was the only one that got shot. So the family is saying that this was definitely an attack on him, and he's been using that particular hotel for over 15 years. He's married to 3 wives and children, and they're saying that every time he needs to take a rest, he uses that hotel. So that it seemed like it was planned, because he just got promotion to the next level in his office.
Let's take another story.
Yes, I have 918 primary health centers across 32 states in Nigeria have halted operations. It's been reported in the year 2021. And of course, this report is relevant because it's in the face of cholera epidemic, which we know has affected over 80,000 Nigerians and caused about 3,200 deaths. This information, some of the information that was shared by this report, it says was obtained from Health Facilities Registry of the Federal Ministry of Health, and it shows that 43 facilities are under construction, they say. So in 2017, the federal government inaugurated what it calls a revitalization program. So it was supposed to refurbish primary health care centers across the country, and that at least each senatorial zone will have 1 center, 109. But as of today, 4 years down the line since that promise, government has been unable to implement this. 81 of the primary health centers are permanently closed. 837 of them are closed temporarily, it says. This says Borno State has the largest number of primary health centers closed. It has over 200 primary health centers closed. Adamawa, 170. So when we say we're fighting, every time we talk about cholera, they say, Nigerians, you also have to play your part, which is you wash your hands, everything is hygienic, use the primary health care centers. Where are they? Why are they not functioning? What's happening to the revitalization
Let's take a few more stories. You have one more story there?
Yes, I want to take the story of the budget. So, everybody's analyzing the 2022 budget, and right now we discovered that 104 billion naira, that's not small money, is going into maintaining generator and powering ministries. Now, this is not all the ministries, though. About 15 agencies did not even mention their own budgets. The Federal Mortgage Bank did not mention, INEC did not mention, JAM did not mention, CBN did not mention, but among those that mentioned, let me quote one, 80% of the funds of this 104 billion naira is going to the Ministry of Finance for buying generators and maintaining generators. Wow. That's 82 billion naira will be spent in the year 2022 just on powering that place. Let me just mention one more ministry among all of the other ministries that are there. FIRS, the federal inland revenue is spending 1.8 billion on maintaining generator, just 250 for maintenance, 1 billion for fueling. So 1 billion is going to fueling. When I look at these funds, and it sort of buttresses what Nima said, that the minister, our minister is wise. We know we need to fund the power sector, but we're going to budget 104 billion naira to maintain generator, 1 billion to fuel the generator in just one ministry. It is impossible to know that there are other ways we can smartly reinvest these funds to power those ministries, as opposed to just generators that would pollute the environment further.
Let's go on a break. We come back, continue with the review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review, and more conversations on the hot topics, the latest in your view and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Thanks for staying with us. So quickly, one more story in Punch. Our vice president was attending a conference, a health conference in Abuja, and he was saying that Nigeria is seeing how they can begin to invest in vaccination. He has said that we vaccinated less than 4% of Nigerians so far, even after the support we've gotten from different countries, that they're partnering with international private sector to see how they can raise $30 million to help finance vaccine plants. BioVaccines Nigeria Limited, chaired by the Professor Oyewole Tomori, and to be owned partly by the Nigerian government. So they're trying to see what they can do to develop the vaccines themselves going forward so we can be self-sustaining. But in the meantime, we've only done less than 4%.
Let me take the story of NIN. So the
I'm sure we're somewhere. Let's move on to
Nigerian
Vanguard. We have like a lot of people. So sorry about that. Let's move on to Vanguard. I'm sure we'll say somewhere else. Why protesters are still in detention? FG confirms arrival of final batch of Super Tucano jets. Vanguard. Buhari 2022, OBJ, Jonathan Abubakar, others allocated 2.3 billion naira. Recommendations for Twitter will apply to all social media platforms. 40 killed as bandits attack growing Euro market in Sokoto. And PIA, FG task CEOs of new regulators to petroleum industry growth. Okay.
Yeah, Tucano jets.
Yes, please.
The federal government has taken delivery of the 12 A29 Super Tucano fighter jets expected from the United States. So the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said this yesterday on This Morning, I think Your View, on TVC. I said Your View. And he's also said that they've been used in the Northeast to carry out operations, and that's responsible for some of the successes we've seen so far. So he went ahead to debunk the Wall Street Journal reports, which said that 20 million was, paid to bandits in exchange for an aircraft gun, and he's saying that that aircraft gun was stolen from the Nigerian military afterwards, and he's saying that it is not possible for them to pay these bandits because from the area they mentioned, over 150 sections of the bandits exist there. So who exactly did they pay to? And we need to be careful that it seems like some people are trying to peddle these rumors to, make it, to keep fueling, to incite insecurity in the states.
Okay. So do you want to take your NIN story?
Yeah, I was going to also take a story in Vanguard concerning the IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu now faces fresh charges as opposed to 5-count charge that was delivered to him before. Now it's been upgraded to 7, one of which includes, the new ones include the fact that according to the federal government alleged that as a result of his directives, banks, schools, markets, shopping malls, filling stations were not open for business with vehicular movement grounded within the southeast region. They also mentioned that on or about the 28th of April 2015, Radio Biafra broadcast from London, and the president the president of Nigeria was called many names. Some of them are mentionable about, insultive names, and that this is part of the charges. They also mentioned, in addition, the fact that in 2018, between 2018 and 2021, he professed himself a member of IPOB, and IPOB is proscribed, which means that he can be charged for acts that contradict punishable criminal code. Okay. So this in addition to others, but the members of Ohanese are telling the federal government that for the peace and stability of the Southeast, can they ensure that Kanu shows up in the court on Thursday so that people can see him and know that he is well? That it's not because they don't want him to face justice, they just want him to be seen, and then a few pictures will show that he's
shows that he's being well taken care of. Yes. Okay, let's move on to another story.
No, there's a story in Sokoto State on Sunday. Okay. Do you want to take it in Sun?
Yes, all right, Sun. Daily Sun. Sun bath in Sokoto Market. Bloodbath in Sokoto Market. Marwa advocates drug tests for politicians, students, and others. FG must produce Nnamdi Kanu in court on Thursday, says Ohaneze. PIA, PPRA, PEF, DPR dead, says Sylvia. Hashtag NSAS Lagos panel ends sitting, compensates 24 victims. Editors Conference, Governors Fashola, Mungunu, Irabo Kiari, and others confirm attendance. I think, so let's take Sokoto and then the drug story.
Yes, so on Sunday, it's been reported that 49 people were killed in the Goroyo market. That's the northeastern part of Sokoto State, the eastern part of Sokoto State. People reported that these bandits came in. First, they looked like local vigilantes. They dressed up like local vigilantes, surrounded the market. That this market, at the time they attacked it, was full to the brim, and they just started shooting at people sporadically. From different quarters, they're trying to figure out who these particular bandits were. But a lot of people are saying that it seems to be like a joint effort of different bandits who are agreed for one thing or the other. One particular one is being mentioned that before some 11 herders were killed. And so in vengeance for their death, these people may have come together to, kill the people that they did on Sunday. And this particular area has been attacked so many times. They say in 10 days, 65 people have been killed just in that community. The military has... Okay, they also said that mobile police and other vigilantes actually tried to fight them, but they overpowered them. Of course, President has spoken, the military has spoken. They're going to continue to do what they always tell us they will do, find out who they are, protect the people.
Okay, so hashtag NSAS. The meeting ended yesterday. Initially, it was supposed to be today, but because of the holidays, they had to finish up their sitting. And we're expecting the reports very soon. But 20 victims of police brutality were compensated with checks of various sums. And the chairman of the panel, Justice Doris Okobi, was retired, was telling us, saying that they were going to provide the report. It's still being worked on, the final report, and we should get that soon. But they didn't give us a date of when we will get that. But so far, 20 families of police brutality have been compensated.
One more story. I cannot go without taking an NDLEA story.
Yes.
So the chairman of NDLEA, in a report, he was being asked, this was in New York, he said that, they were talking about the drug situation here in Nigeria, and he says that one of the ideas that he has is that Nigerians who want to run for political office be tested, students should also be tested. He says if it is acceptable for people to do like a genotype HIV test before they get married, that he's sure parents or intending spouses would want to know the status of who it is that they're going to get married, not for punishment, but just so that you know. And if there's any way you could give help, or, help you to even make that decision, it would help. And for students, it will also help us know on time how to give them help. If they go on holidays and they're coming back to school, you know how many people may have used drugs or may need help, rehabilitations and things like that.
Okay. Let me take the PIA. So based on the new Petroleum Industry Act, the Minister of State says that the PPRA, that's the Petroleum Pricing Regulatory Agency, the DPR, that's Department of Petroleum Resources, as well as the PEF, that's Petroleum Equalization Funds, are now technically dead because the new system provides new organization, and that the previous CEOs of these companies have now been eased out. They were political appointees, but those that are staff of these agencies are now being redistributed under the new CEOs that were appointed. So the Minister for State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Timothy Silva, was speaking at the inauguration of the new CEOs, challenging them that they now have a new assignment. the new CEOs of the Nigerian Upstream Regulatory Commission and the Nigerian Downstream and the Midstream Petroleum Regulatory Authorities, which were created under the PIA, that these new people now need to, they have a huge assignment to bring growth to that industry, the petroleum industry.
Okay, Daily Trust. Let's find a story of notating criminals conniving with monarchs in Bauchi, says governor. Nigeria records 33 new COVID-19 deaths. And the major headline was already taken, that's those who killed in Sokoto. Yes.
COVID-19. So Nigeria recorded 33 deaths and 125 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 as of Sunday, which is the data given by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC. They had gone ahead to mention all the deaths they've had so far. 209,298 cases have been confirmed, 197,143 discharged, while 2,837 deaths had been recorded in 36 states so far. But they are saying that the government has directed every ward in each local government to have a center for vaccinations to make it easy for the people. And according to the Minister of Health, $2 billion arrangements for vaccine provision that will cover Nigeria for the next 7 years. So we do not have an excuse in taking the vaccine.
Right. Bauchi State Governor is, talking to his commissioners. He says that many of the bad eggs or traditional rulers are conniving with criminals to bring about insecurity, around. It says even though Bauchi State is seen as one of the peaceful states right now, it says that it is taking them a lot to maintain that peace within the country, and that he's asking commissioners and other aides to work closely with local government chairpersons in order to improve the insecurity. He says life is about life and property, and if there's no life, there's really nothing in it. And so he's charging everyone to pay attention.
I think we can end with that.
Yep.
So why didn't take the cement story? Southwest. Okay. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Looking for...
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
Check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
Check.
Are we set in the VCR? All team in place? VCR
Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How would
Thanks for staying with us. So this is our sponsored segment, Ruler Properties. We must remind our viewers that neither TVC or ladies of your view have no connections with Ruler Properties, but they are our guests today. Welcome, Mother, to the show. We have with us the Relationship Manager, Ruler Properties and Allied Services, Oladakbo Halima. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you. So we're here at your 3-year anniversary. Tell us what's happening at Rollard.
Yes, you know, I'm pretty excited this morning because it's our 3 years anniversary, and we want to use this medium to say a very big thank you to our over 2,000 subscribers across all our 23 estates. We really appreciate every one of you, to our partners, and to you beautiful ladies, our presenters, because you always have us whenever we come on your show. We appreciate every one of you, because if not for you, we wouldn't have gone this far, you know. And to celebrate our 3 years anniversary, we are actually giving out up to 25% discount.
Now you're talking.
Yes, up to 25% discounts when you pay on outright basis for any of our estates, be it the one at Ibejuleki, the one at Ekpe, the one at Ikorodu. When you pay on outright basis, you get up to 25% discount.
Okay, so the discount is only for outright payments?
Yes, it's for outright payments.
Wow. If we're doing installments, what do we get?
We have up to 24 months payments plan for installments. You know, we try to accommodate everybody, irrespective of who you are, your income level, so it doesn't choke you up when you're paying for land. So you have up to 24 months payments plan for those that want to do installment, but no discount.
What about this Freedom City? Where is it located?
Okay, Freedom City, actually, Freedom City, there was sometime in February, when Faith came on the show and she was preaching Proverbs. Yes,
that's what we're doing.
I said I'm very excited because I have a lot to share. Okay, so we are having a grand allocation and mega tour this October, on the 30th of October for Freedom City allocation. You know, it takes 9 months for a woman to get pregnant, and then after 9 months, she delivers a baby. But
how many months did it take you?
Well, 9 months. So 9 months, people that subscribe for Freedom City in February under Proverbs package, they are going to be delivering their landed properties in this October, on the 30th of October, and we are inviting everybody. You are invited to come for the allocation, for the tour. It's going to be really interesting.
Even if you did not buy?
Even if you did not buy, just come. Wow. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be entertaining. There's going to be refreshment, entertainment. So everybody is invited. There's food.
So for those who may just be catching Roulette for the very first time, could you just remind them quickly?
Okay, so Roulette Properties has always been in the business of helping people through their journey of being landlords, be it within Lagos, within Ibadan, and within Ogun State. We have over 23 estates across these 3 states. So all you need to do is reach out to us via our website. email or even the phone numbers that are being displayed, you can always call, send a message, or even go through our website for more information to know more about Roland Properties, to know more about what we are offering.
Okay, so you were back to Freedom City. You mentioned people always wonder about the documentation. Can you? And there's always question about what does this one really mean. So can you tell us the documentation on Freedom City and what that document means?
Okay, we have documents ranging from receipts to contract of sale to deed of assignment to approved excision to C of O. So it depends on how much you are starting with. That's what determines what documents you get. But at the end of every purchase, you get all necessary documents required.
Okay.
Now, for those people who pay instrumentally, how do you get the money? Is it from source for those who are working? And if they are business people, how do you ensure that you get your...
Okay, we try to make it as flexible as possible for everybody. Like I said, we have flexible payment plans. So what you get to do is you on your own, you bring the money. You either do bank transfer, you write checks, or be it however, but not from source.
Okay.
Not from source.
Aside from Freedom City, what else do you have?
We have estates at Ikorodu, we have Ekpe, we have Kobakpe in Abeokuta, we have E4, and we have at Ibadan also. And then Freedom City is having just 8 plots left.
Wow.
So by October 30, there is no Freedom City again. Oh. But however, there's Freedom City Splendor. Freedom City Splendor is just beside the Lekki Free Trade Zone at Ibeju-Lekki. Trust me, it's a very fantastic location. So the house is at Greenleaf Estate in Ibeju-Lekki also. She already had Greenleaf before the launch of Freedom Splendor, yes.
So Freedom Splendor, is it like Freedom City? Is it both commercial and residential?
Yes, it's both commercial. We have commercial plots, we have residential plots. You know, for different people, freedom means different things for different people. For some people, freedom is having your own apartment, having your own property, and you know, when you wake up in the morning and you don't have to think of, oh, I have to save up for I have to save up for house rent before my landlord comes knocking at my door. I can't play loud music because my landlord is going to make noise. I can't even have a party. And then, you know, you have this financial freedom. You'll be like, oh, that money for rent, I can actually use it for something else. I can actually invest it somewhere else. And then you have this peace of mind. And Roland Properties is offering you peace of mind.
I'm really loving your vibe. One other question I think many people watching would want to know is that if they are spreading payments, would they be paying extra? Because most real estate companies, when you're spreading your payments, you pay a little bit extra than if you pay outright.
You don't pay any extra. All you get to do is, it's a fixed amount. Before you commence payments, you're already told, this is the cost, this is how you're paying. And we always help people to plan. So when you come to us, you let us know who you are, what is convenient for you. So we work out a very suitable plan for you.
So if somebody defaults...
If someone defaults, well... You get your land, definitely. There's no how you won't get your land. You definitely get your land. When you default, eventually what happens is you might not get that phase. You might be getting a phase too.
Someone else
yes. But what is assured is you get your land.
So we have to wrap up on this. Is there any final things you want to tell us about Roland Properties, what they're working on?
Okay. Like I said, allocation is taking place on the 30th of October, and we are inviting everybody. It promises to be entertaining, interesting, and you know, you're not going to regret it. You're going to have fun on the trip, trust me. So we are well invited. And when you buy Roland Properties, trust me, you're buying peace of mind.
Hey, thank you so much. So, as we mentioned earlier, this is our sponsored segment. So we, ladies of your view or TVC, are not stakeholders or shareholders. Roland Properties, it's important that we mention that because people start coming to say, Mariah, you said. Roland came to come and sell their market. Thank you very much. We're going to go on a break now.
Thank you.
When we come back, we move on to our hot topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
Kọ́jú wa sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi sì sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ tó jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́ tó mọ́ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and
Thanks for staying with us. So, in our president's speech for the Eid al-Maulud celebration, he said that our insecurity is declining. And of course, Nigerians went to social media to say, is this true or not? What are your thoughts on this? And he was referring to the fact that I think it was Garba that was speaking on behalf of the president, saying that we should stop saying that there's a rise in terror and attacks. That we should be talking about there's a decline. And my question, therefore, to Nigerians, is there indeed a decline? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 09139076948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. Now, let's put this in proper perspective. So, yes, they're not saying that there aren't pockets of violence here and there, but they're saying that they are winning the fight against terror. And because of this, they are seeing a decline in terror attack. But in your view, do you think there's a decline? Or do you feel that nothing is actually being done concerning insecurity?
No, we cannot say nothing is being done concerning security. But I don't think you need to tell, you can't tell me what to think or what to say based on the reality I experience is what I will say. So telling Nigerians not to say the increasing insurgency or the increasing insecurity, it has to be based on the metric. So he might have the data that Nigerians don't have. What Nigerians need is for him to give us metrics, raw data. We used to have 10 attacks within this community. We now have 1, or we have none. They have relocated to another community and we're quelling them there. There's enough of wishful, treat us as your citizens, intelligent human beings that are worried about our own lives and our own children. We are worried about our children. We're worried investors are worried about bringing in their money. Every day I try to convince people that there is peace here, or they say what they see. So I understand the fact that we need to paint the accurate picture. And most of the time, what is being projected is not an accurate picture of the challenges and the victories we have. But it is not by telling us what to say. It is by telling us with facts. This is the victory we've experienced. These are the challenges we're facing. Don't just wish it away. Give us the reality. And then we would push it.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. You summed it up. Because this use of semantics to explain things, to sort of, is like something that we're doing right now in the world, where we want to change the name of something. So it just sounds easier, it sounds better to swallow. And we're not really facing what we need to face to change the situation. We're always looking for ways to say it so that, it's not too harsh or you don't come across as being politically incorrect. So that's what we're doing. But when it comes to insecurity, as you said, really it's the realities on ground. This also reminds me of when we're talking about, how things are supposed to be better in the economy. Our president had talked about his achievements. You remember we also had to go and sort of remind him, it may look like this on paper, but in reality, when people go to the market, the 10,000 does not buy them the same amount of food you used to buy them in the market anymore. So the reality on ground is, for those of us who sort of, would I say, fortunately, are not right there in the communities where we're being attacked, we get to read the papers, we see the news, and we just read in Sokoto, 49 people killed on Sunday. And we've heard that in the last 10 days, 65 people have been killed in that community. How should that community describe insecurity? Would it use declining or increasing? So that's the thing. We need to put in perspective the realities on ground. I like what you said. So if they had come to say, in 2020, these were the numbers. In 2021, these are the numbers. So you can see with the numbers, there's a decline.
Yeah, the data.
So, when it comes to how we think, we always advise that you call those things that be not as though they were. But this is a case of insecurity, and we need to rely on the facts and the figures. What are the facts saying? What do we have on ground? What are some of the results we are getting? So I know that the military is trying its best. They've been having, counter there's this offensive. They've been carrying out offensive. We see that it's happening. But then the question we need to be asking is, the results, have we started getting the results at the people who are at the bottom, the people who are feeling it? So before you come out and say something like, say it like this and say it like that, did you feel the pulse of the people who are in the middle of this? There are a lot of villagers that are being sacked from their villages, who are finding survivors from somewhere else. They can't go to the farms, they can't go to their homes. Did you feel their pulse? Did you test them to see, has it reduced? Or are you seeing the result of what we have been doing? Can they now go back to the farms? Can they fish and everything before you tell us, don't call it, call those things that be not as though they were. The time will come for that. But the most important thing for me is that you ensure that you're doing the work and your results will speak for you. Don't worry, the people will pick up when they start seeing the results.
Okay, let me take this call from Dr. Emmanuel from Jos. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Idem Oluk to every Nigerian.
Thank you.
Good morning.
In respect of the insecurity in Nigeria, I lived in the Northeast from 2007 to 2017. Northeast, I mean Yobe, Bauchi, Maiduguri. Now, insecurity started, Boko Haram actually started in 2009 in Bauchi, and we knew how it started. Don't forget that this thing started just like a pressure group, people against one thing, and it degenerated into what we have today. I lived in Northeast, and I can tell you for free that there are still areas that are not accessible as we speak. I'm not giving you what I read on the internet. Now, don't forget that the present president at a point in time was appointed by Boko Haram to be their negotiator, and that they should negotiate when he was not president. So you do not expect to set exams for yourself and mark it yourself. You won't mark yourself down. So it's not appropriate for the president to appraise himself.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, let me read specifically what the president's speech said, because he's also talking to the media houses, asking that we have to change the way we phrase this. Let me, for those of you who haven't read this article, let me read it to you. He said that the government fully expects and intends for the trends of that's the attack on the insurgency to continue, and calls on the media to address the tone, content, and standards of reporting into insecurity and safety measures. Time has come to revise the prefixes rising insecurity to declining insecurity. So he's also speaking to us that it's the way we, specifically us, that the way we talk about this issue of insurgency, our tone must change. Do you agree with him?
Okay, so let me just quickly say that I don't agree with him. And the reason I don't agree with him is because I feel that he does not understand that we are also living in the country and we're also feeling it. Like, my husband traveled to Benin and we were praying. I wanted him to just fly and come back because I just felt like, let's just shorten that time frame you are on the road, because we've had several cases, even someone we know who was on his way back from Benin and he got kidnapped. So we're also feeling it. But while I was in the US, I was going to go to a mall, and I actually tagged on Instagram that I was at that mall, and somebody came there, hey, don't go there, oh. They just shot them there. There's shooting almost every evening in that particular mall. And then I was talking to somebody and I said, I don't live in that community. I won't even go to that area. And why? He said, because there are always random shooting at night. We don't see that in the media like that in Nigeria. The level of daily shooting and violence that takes place, random person taking a gun into the school and killing people, we don't see that much in the media because they deliberately, what we hear more are the beautiful things, a few challenges, but more beautiful things. So I can understand where Federation is coming from, which is that we're projecting more of the crisis, but they should realize that the media is no longer the media of television and radio. Media is now everybody that has a smartphone.
Even social media. Yeah. So,
now, there's something called social responsibility theory, which is our responsibility also as media professionals to ensure that we're not inciting violence, we're not turning the people against the government. We're trying to find that middle ground where with the fourth realm, job is to give valid information, but at the same time, we don't want to aggravate the politics.
Okay,
so these are the weighty things the presidency is probably thinking about, saying we have to change our tone and content.
So if we have in the papers that 40-something people were killed here, and another 57 people were killed there, and another 77 people were killed there, how are we supposed to report it? Are we supposed to turn a blind eye and move on to other stories? I think we need to report the facts. What happens in places like America is their local television, like we have here, our local ones in Nigeria, report exactly what is happening. When I traveled, I watched their TV and I saw them calling on their president. They were lamenting. There were some places they didn't have clean water. You know, shootings were going on. They do that. But when it comes to the international scene, they project something different. So I think that is where the media comes into play. When we are going to the international scene, let us try to understand that these are some of the challenges. No, it's not about downplaying. You can't tell your enemy that you're starving now. I don't understand. You carry your shoulder. Let us try and, you know, not downplay it, so to speak, but not put our flaws out there, that we are really struggling and we are dying, except, of course, we are calling for help. So we need to understand where we are in the scheme of things.
David, I'll come to Mariam. David, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning. My name is David, calling from Ikorodu.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, please, I want to contribute to the program.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, the way I see this insecurity of a thing, I'm seeing it in another perspective. The perspective I'm seeing it is that, you know, the way the food insecurities are, what we are buying in the market is also insecurity that is not being secured. You understand? That is the way I'm seeing it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, having read that, I think what the government is trying to say, maybe, this is my opinion, that you want us to balance the conversation. So, I'm hoping that you're saying, when you report that 50 people were killed, please, alongside, report that last week, the military arrested and killed, you know, insurgents or bandits. So people will understand that it's not that they've had like a whole year of just getting away with, you know, the murder and the ransacking, but that government also is doing its part to play. Recently also, I tried to pick stories when we do the newspaper review of our military, you know, when they do go on the attack, the offense, and they arrest people. I'd like to take those stories. And also because sometimes we forget that maybe they're human beings as well, they are sons and daughters. When it usually comes across when you criticize insecurity in the country, sometimes the military feels a bit pained, like, look at the people who are losing every day at the war front. What are you saying? We're not sleeping, we're there, we're working hard, and you do not seem to appreciate that. So I tend to take those kind of stories. So I understand balance, but to lie or to say downplay it, that would be unforgivable, even for the president, even for the administration, because you need to know exactly what is happening on ground. But also for the Nigerian people, you're trying to say to them, let them also know the part that we have played in fighting this insurgency.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience, millions of viewers, listeners, and readers.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing our president's speech. So he's saying that he expects collaboration, specifically from us. I wanted to be very specific. That they need an increased cooperation and collaboration from the citizenry, coupled with reinvigorated, dynamic, and energized police and military leadership would help the administration score more points. So they are saying that, yes, we know there are issues, but we need each and every one of us to, collaborate with the government so that we can have more wins. They can have more wins.
So I agree with the collaboration. I think that, and I've said this several times, if our president does well in leading us, it's not that our Buhari succeeds, it's that Nigeria succeeds.
Yeah.
If our presidents, if the ministers work, it is not APC that has done well. It is Nigerians that will benefit from it. So I am totally I will not support anybody wishing they fail, because they have not failed, we have failed. Also, I understand his cry in saying that we should support in terms of, Mariah, we share a lot of unverified false information. There's so much forwarded. Hence, they want to start monitoring WhatsApp. Can we just take the time to Google what you want to share and confirm if it is true before you share it? So there's a current stuff going around now. Oh, this company folded, or people are owing millions of money. They posted pictures, and I'm like, one newspaper, Mariah, got it for like 15 people yesterday. Everybody just forwarding. I said, did you even Google this company? Did you find out if this person's these blogs that carry the story is carrying the truth? And it's not a blog that you even know. So I'm like, at the end of the day, can we as citizens take responsibility to only share what we've heard from a reputable media house or something we've verified by ourselves? Anybody can make mistakes. So let us ensure that we only push facts.
Okay, I hear you, Tokwe. So in doing that, if government wants that sort of collaboration, then they need to be careful not to come across as if they're trying to gag the press, or gag the media, or stop social media. Because we have to, if it's collaborative, we need the government to also play its part. The government shouldn't always look at criticisms as an agenda of hate or to bring an administration down. People are speaking because this is what their reality is, because this is what they're going through. They're not speaking just because they want to bring down an administration. That's for politics and for politicians, and you know yourselves. So you can sort that out on a political level. But when Nigerians are speaking, it's because this is what they're going through. And when you do that, they allow the media to give you the true picture of things, to report as it is happening. And where there's a false information, where you think that someone has cooked up the story, the government should also be willing and quickly able to address that. And when Nigerians ask you a question, you must answer them with respect. That you don't know what you are talking about.
Yeah.
There are some things that are not true. You need to know that these are people that when they demand answers, you give it to them respectfully.
So I think when it comes to the tone, it's both ways. Because what Garba should be telling us also is how the tone. Don't tell us this is how, remove this prefix. You should be appealing to us that, listen, guys, we are working hard.
Exactly.
Please, the choice of words are also important. The Nigerians would like you to please see what we're doing. This is how we like, there's a way you talk to us that we know that, okay, you are trying to help us understand where you are. Not that you're forcing us, drop this, change your tone, we need your collaboration. No, it doesn't happen like that, because we can't marry that with our realities. And for us to do that, we need to see, it's from the way you say it to us that we understand, okay, what you're doing. Because I guess that's the issue we're having with Garba Shehu speaking or sending this press release out. Let me take Perpetual. Are you still there, Perpetual?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, quickly, I just want to say something. This current government, it is so unfortunate that they are politicizing the state of insecurity that is, smacking us in the face. How do you beat a child and now expect the child not to cry? You are flogging us here every day, killing us every day, and then you still come out to say, do not cry.
Thank you, Perpetua. But let us also look at the other side. There was a time where kidnapping was like every single day. Maybe it's just me. There was a time that it was so rampant.
It hasn't come to your dwelling. That's why you're not seeing it. I received basbos around me recently. So I wouldn't say it has reduced. But because I'm following up on what the government is doing, we are constantly reading the newspapers every day. We are seeing that things are happening, but it will be better if we can feel that they are happening. Then you have the lever to say something. And one of the reasons Nigerians, are very easy to, pass messages that are not verified, because even when they bring it to the fore, the government always comes out to defend itself. The government always comes out to say, it's not so, it's not that, without proper investigation. So there's no trust in the system that if I, report this or I've noticed something happening around here, if I take it to the police or take it to security officials, that they will take time and investigate before, giving us basbos that is not them. It didn't happen to them and all of that. So instead of, taking it through the proper channel so that we can have authenticity, people now just, let's quickly pass it around before they close here, before they block here, before people are not able to hear. So we need, you need to show us more that we can trust you as a government. You need to show us, so you are doing a lot, but there's something they always say, let your good not be evil spoken of. If you show us that we can trust you, that we can ask questions like Miriam said, and you will give us an answer, then we'll understand what you're saying.
Let me go to what Garba Shehu said, because I think Miriam touched on it a bit. Because according to Garba Shehu, he said that, President, well, there is work to do, so they admit that there's still work to be done. The men and women in uniform are helping the nation to achieve this goal and desire our collective appreciation and encouragement to do even more, which is what you said. So it's easy for us to say, oh, they're not doing anything. But there are people on the front lines who are dying every day. So for their sake, we should be able to also recognize and collaborate with the government. Say, okay, yes, let us not make it look as if they're not doing anything at all.
Saying that we should celebrate our heroes. And that's something the media needs to do a bit more, because we don't highlight those stories. And we see them. There was, after that the helicopter crash, the plane crash, there are stories, we saw pictures of a young woman crying because her husband that she just got married, she lost her husband, and at the end of the day, we need to profile these stories more so that we show the humane side of this war, as opposed to the inefficiency of the war.
So we're now looking at a balanced conversation now.
So
So,
the media,
yes, our tone is always like
responsibility.
insecurity is rising, but there are people, these are human beings, Nigerians who are dying on the front lines, fathers.
But don't we take these stories?
Not enough.
So that means the papers do not capture these stories enough.
Exactly.
But whatever is captured, we take.
So we
all have to collaborate.
So we take it, but the papers themselves should take more of those stories.
Yes. So recently, we talked about the children from the Islamic.
Mariam, I'm sorry. Aminu hasn't holding.
Okay.
Aminu, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please, you're live. Go ahead, please. Sorry for keeping you.
Yes. Well, I believe the president has spoken to Nigerians and more specifically to the journalists. And I want to believe that we should all collaborate as citizens and understand if one is hurt, all of us are hurt. And there are people on the front line, the soldiers, the whoever that is involved, is been sacrificing for everyone else to live in peace. So we should motivate them. We should report exactly what it is. We should be very frank and truthful. Like what Mr. Emmanuel was saying some minutes ago. I am from Northeast. I am from Adamawa State. I know what it was. I know what it is. And whatever anybody will say, we are substantially in peace now than any other time has passed. So please, as the president has requested, the president has...
Thank you. You know, interesting to talk about Buhari. All our callers are always supporting, saying that they've seen the difference. So it's interesting. Go ahead,
I just
Mariam.
also wanted to add that recently we had a number of the students who were in captivity for a long time released. That story was a tiny caption, and it went away in a few hours. So yes, I think we need to also pay attention to pushing those positive stories. You people know me now. I like to be Miss Positivity. I just want things to be well and happy and optimistic and everything. But the truth is that even for me, that I want things, I only want to see the positive side. Even for me, over a period of time now, I've sort of become jaded because I see these stories constantly. I see the parents wailing because children have once again been kidnapped from school. I'm seeing communities once again, children, women, people killed. And the stories about the offensive, the Nigerian military dreamer is really far and in between. So maybe now what government is saying to us is that these stories are more than what we see right now. We should report them more. And when we spend time to talk about the ills of the society, we should also spend time to discuss the wins of the society.
Right. So thank you very much. I think we can wrap up on that. So bottom line, we hear what the president is saying. Let's also show support and collaboration and understanding, especially for those of our citizens who are on the front lines. At the same time, media should also change their tone and content and how they publish this news. We as citizens
without
also...
losing the facts.
They're not asking us to lie. Well, they can't ask us to lie because we won't lie. But the idea is that Nigeria is both ways. The two sides of this coin. Citizens have the responsibility and the media have the responsibilities and the government all have their own responsibilities. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, VIO will be our focus. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yay!
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup, check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script, check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR, check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the very... Thanks for staying with us. So last week, we focused on the activities of the Lagos State Transportation Management Agency, that's LASMA. On the show today, we have the Director, Chief State Vehicle Inspection Officer, the Vehicle Inspection Service, VIS, Ministry of Transportation and Lagos State Government, Mr. Akin George Fashola. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mariah. How are you?
Good to have you on the show. So, because Mariam specifically asked for you, so I'm going to let her have the first question. Go ahead, Mariam.
And I'm just going to, go straight to the point. Shodex Garden.
Yes.
They're a group of VIO or VIS personnel that stand along that road and cause
the ramp, right?
Yeah, just it's turn a curve. They cause huge traffic. They have POS machines with them, and they stop people, and usually indiscriminately. Like, they really have nothing much to ask of you, and they just keep stopping everybody. Why are they there? And I ask this because there was a time some time ago, we had someone come in and said to us, you are not meant to see them on the road. Whatever they need to do, they can do with their cameras in the office. So why are they back on the road and causing traffic?
Okay. Thank you, Mary, for that. I feel like I'm being, but...
You'll be fine.
Anthony, that specific place. Okay, so fine, we need to do compliance checks. And compliance checks involve stopping vehicles on the road to see if they are compliant. I don't necessarily have to ask you for your documentation, but what Lagos State government has been able to do is we have infused our operations with technology. So if I'm stopping you, I have someone that's checking for your plate number to check all vital data that you have the necessary documents to use that vehicle on state roads. That is the main reason why they are stopping you for compliance checks.
The POS. Okay, let me just add one more. So I see nicer cars being stopped, and then rickety cars that are barely able to move, allowed to move. What's the compliance there?
That's not necessarily true. Okay, so what we do nowadays, well, hold on. What we do nowadays is we can't bring every vehicle into the compound or into the office. There's just no room to do that. So what we do is we issue electronic tickets. Right. Fine, I'll issue you one and I'll let you go. I will catch you later. So we have this process and procedure in place in Lagos State now. It has been approved by Mr. Governor. If I issue you a ticket and I let you go and you don't pay it, you will come back for something that you need in the States and we will wait for you there. So it's not necessary for me to grab every vehicle. We just don't have the space to put them in. And then there's the issue of the conflict between citizens and drivers alike. So when we let rickety vehicles like that go, it's usually because they tend to be violent and we know where we apprehend them. If you come to most of our yards, you see them there. There are plenty.
Okay, so let me take a few steps back because I know I wanted Mariam to just start with her initial issue, but let's come back a bit. What's the job of the VIS that you do? What are you supposed to do and not do? What's the scope of work so that we know how to differentiate your requests from that of the police and LASMA?
Okay. So the primary responsibility for vehicle inspection officers is to make sure that all vehicles that operate on Lagos State roads are compliant with the rules and regulations for roadworthiness. That is the primary goal.
For example, roadworthiness. What does roadworthiness mean?
It's a roadworthy certificate for that particular vehicle.
Your vehicle is worthy to be on the road.
What makes it worthy?
So what made it worthy? Okay,
yes.
so your headlights are pointing in the right direction. You're not emitting smoke. Your bodywork is relatively good. Your windscreen is not cracked. Your headlights is not cracked. Your indicators are functioning. Your tires are not bald. Your suspension is not sagging to one side. All those things like that.
Right? Yes. Yeah. So there are cars that I know.
Yes.
That are cha-cha.
Obvious.
Yes.
And VIS will stop them. And I'm expecting them to, ask if the Nigerian roads are worthy for those cars to be on. And yet you're asking for roadworthiness. No. So we understand the cars that need to present roadworthiness certificates, and we understand cars that don't need to. So why do we have to batch everybody up at the same time when we know that there are different criteria they're meeting?
Okay, that's a very good question. So the roadworthiness law does not evacuate a cha-cha car, like you so put it.
Yeah.
All vehicles need a roadworthiness certificate, even if it is brand new. But there is an exemption, right? So if your vehicle is between 1 and 5 years old, brand new from the date of production, you can apply for an exemption. It is not automatic. You have to apply for it.
Okay.
The reason being for that is even when you buy a brand new car and use it for commercial purposes, then that doesn't fall into that category because you are using it on a daily basis to work. So that's why that there's a reason for everything. It's just not.
So if I have so let me be sure I understand. Yes. If I have a brand new car today, I can come to VIO or VIS to request for an exemption so you don't stop me. So you see that sticker on my car, you won't stop me at all.
Absolutely. So you will be in compliant with the law that you've already been exempted for roadworthiness certificate for 5 years or whatever years is left on that particular vehicle from the date of manufacture.
So we need to apply.
Okay,
so you need to apply for it.
Wow. So here is the thing for me. I feel that law enforcement agencies victimize the weak and let the strong go. And so Nigeria favors, like, don't steal small money, steal really big money. If you want to have a rickety car, then be a very dangerous looking person, because the person will just leave you alone. If anybody will just bring out knife, like, you should be very, very, if you want to, don't play small, be very, very aggressive. And it's sort of like, it's counterintuitive for progress to happen in our society, because it just sort of like punishes the honest, good person. And we need to stop that. So I remember under the last administration that there was a reason all VIS VIO were taken off the road, because they were constituting huge nuisance on the road and causing indiscriminate traffic at different places. And what I realized was when that law came into play, we had less traffic at those strategic places they usually stay. So, and I know that technology was deployed because we celebrated the technology a few years back. Yes. They came to tell us about it, and we were so happy. So proud of and I have seen it displayed. You know, I've gotten text messages for my roadworthiness is about to expire, let me fix it. And then I go and do it. So why would I be stopped when I have a valid one? Or why would I be stopped except I don't have a valid one? So that you are only stopping people, you have everybody's text phone numbers, they can get the messages, and we're using technology well. Because like she said, at that place, the traffic extends up until on the bridge. Yeah. Only because, of course, there might be a bit bad road, but mainly because the roads are bad, and then they are now stopping vehicles there. That also happens in this 7-Up junction here, where they will stop at the bend. So is there a way we can do these things smarter, taking the feedback from people that it will not cause traffic on the roads?
Absolutely. I like that question that you brought up. Let me explain a few things to you. So that period you were talking about where VIO were taken off the road was exactly what you said, to bring in technology, to usher us into a new era of... But I'm sorry to say this, but that experiment did not comply with reality, because we don't obey laws on average. So what happened was, at that particular period in time, people just discarded the fact that they needed to get a roadworthiness certificate. They just stopped coming. They didn't do it. So you now found out that you still need the compliance checks. Now, let me go back to what you said. All right, during that period, we brought in ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. So we have cameras located around the state. You pass through it, they just scan your number plates, and it goes into the database, see what you have and what you don't have. If you don't have anything, it just issues you a ticket immediately.
I've gotten one of those.
You've gotten one of those. Now, here's the dilemma with that. So a lot of people, when they register or give details for their vehicle, Nigerians normally send someone to go and do it for them. Yes. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that, but here lies the problem. So when you send someone and that person doesn't put your telephone number or your details, so when there's an infraction on your vehicle, it goes to somebody else and you are not aware of it. So part of the responsibility of owning a vehicle is also making sure that your details are correct. Well, we are taking steps to correct that. So,
what are the steps?
Okay, going forward, you will not be able to register or renew your documents if your details are not valid. Like, you come and you want to renew, and I put in your telephone number, and it doesn't say Mariah. You will not get that document. Or you tell me I live at number 4 Evergreen Road, and on the system I'm seeing something different. You won't get that document. So you need that information is key in order to eradicate all those things like stopping people on the road, because the data is what will allow us to send you or notify you or do whatever without having to stay on the road.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built, state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it?
ọdún wa sọ yìí.
bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ kí jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ lọ́mọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still having a conversation with the VIS boss. And it's interesting how the Nigerian factor defies technological efficiency sometimes. You know, that you expect that these things would work because technology should help out. But we're saying here now that people actually don't have right information. So my question therefore to you is that, is it all until we're able to get people to load the right details, we can't use that technology? Because I'm sure the state government has paid billions of naira, if not investment into this?
Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the technology itself, you need to understand something. Okay, so when technology or whatever else is designed somewhere else for a particular environment and you bring it into ours, there has to be a difference. Okay, so because our environment is not the same from where it's coming from. Okay, so there are processes and procedures in place in which that technology was designed for. So we now want to adapt it into ours. Of course, it works for a lot of people, and some of you have testified here that you do get the text messages and whatnot. Yeah. But I'm saying we still have ways to go in cleaning up the data that is required to make it effective. At least, you know, I'm happy if we get to like 85, 90%.
Wow.
But we're not there yet. We will get there. So we have a new device also. It's called the TMS device, the Traffic Management Solution device. It's similar to ANPR, but it's not. Okay, so what it does is when officers stop you, they're not asking for your documentation. So he just goes on the device and enters your plate number. And, you know, he already knows what he's looking for in your car. You have a cracked windscreen, you have a whatever. He'll issue you a ticket. And on that POS that you were saying,
yes.
Okay, so it is to give the owner of the vehicle the opportunity to pay on the spot instead of having to go into the station to do that. So you can pay right there and there and be on your merry way.
What's the person paying for?
Your fines.
Oh.
Or traffic offense.
Okay, so what would be, just for people who are stopped, because some people will say they collected this money from me, I did not do anything. That's what we hear. So what would they be fining you for, and how much are we talking about? A cracked window, how much would that, windscreen, how much was that? A tailgate, you know, is not working. What are the prices for those? Okay, so the minimum fine in Lagos State on any offense is 20,000 naira.
Minimum.
It's 20, it cannot be lower than that. Okay, so it can go up exponentially depending on the offenses you have, but the minimum is 20,000. It's not 21, it's not 22, it's always
20,000.
So, but one of the issues I have is, for instance, you're just leaving your house.
Yes.
And your, what's it called? Is it the windshield or something? Your tail light gets damaged. Yes. And then you haven't had the opportunity to go fix it, but you had to be somewhere. And then you run into VIU and they stop you and fine you for something that just happened. Is there no room for understanding, to know that you're a first offender, we haven't caught you before, please ensure you fix this, and the next time we see you, it's working? Or for anyone who just runs into them, whether it happened now or yesterday, you're fined?
Okay, that's a good question. And the answer is yes and no.
Okay.
No, because under the law, there is no room for that
mistake.
That mistake is broken. If it's broken, you should fix it because it's there for a reason. So if your tail light is broken, someone can't see you when you press the brake because it's not working. Yeah. Or if your indicator is broken, they can't see you when you traffic it because it's not working. Okay, so the other part, which is a yes, it depends on how you talk to the officer.
The mood of the officer.
So, because, you know, some citizens have this habit of looking down at officers. It's a bad idea because he's a human being just like you. And if you approach him the wrong way, although they get the training that they're supposed to, but, you know, you have to factor in the human side of it. If you're talking to him like a degenerate, he's just going to...
Could it be the officer interpreting it that way and not that the person? So they have this attitude of, you're already looking down on me because you're in a big car.
Having bad days. The big car guy too may be having a bad day.
But also in Nigeria, the attitude is normally of respect because they know this man can just spend, my whole day can just end here. So they're like,
let me just pause you.
How you day?
Hassan has a holy friend. Well, Hassan, are you there?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your special guest of honor. Good morning. Please, sir, you spoke about this attitude. It's not just about the road users, but personnel are culpable. 90% of that attitude you are talking about. You see, the problem we have in this country is this. Whenever we are heading an organization or an enforcement outfit, the first thing we do is to defend them from head to the toe.
That's the job of a leader now.
Without scrutinizing your people. Look, if you were to put a camera, you will see many of them. Their agenda is to create green blocks. You see them where they stop. They stop with already a lockdown. And the essence of free labor is free movement of vehicles. You are working contrary to the agenda of Lagos State government. Because of the outcry, the former governor of Lagos State banned you from being on the road about that. You are back on the road doing the same thing. I'm not defending the reckless drivers or irresponsible drivers here. Please.
Okay, so
I didn't really hear what Hassan said, but
I think I need to talk about. I expect that what Hassan was saying, which is important, I know you probably heard it, was the defense. Yeah. And I believe every leader should defend. You should defend your team. At least have their back. When you go back inside, you can shout at the team that people are embarrassing us and all of that, but have their back. But I think that whenever we have leaders take that position, it makes the people that you're trying to get on your side to disbelieve everything you say, because you're telling them to their face that what they're telling you, which they've seen, is not true. So that also, we need to find a balance in saying, I hear you, there are issues and all of that, but I want to ask you specifically about using technology to avoid mood swings, because your officers might have mood swings. Son has been beaten, he has not eaten, and then he will just decide to harass me. But if we have technology, where you note the fact that a week ago, the moment you stop me now, and I tell you, I'm so sorry, you see this, you mean it's not working, the indicator?
I didn't know.
It's working. You check it, you say, it's working. You say, I'm really sorry, I will fix it today. You notice that warning, you did not fix it. So that the next person that stops me, I'll tell the person that, check your system now. If I've been so we can then use technology to prevent basing it on human intelligence to. Is there something like that already?
Well, that's a very good question, and that is part of the reason why we have the traffic management solution. So every time you ticket or you stop someone, you log it in, it'll automatically say first offense or warning, or it comes there. So even when the officer says, okay, madam, go ahead, go, I'm going to let you go. On minor issues, there are some issues they will not let you go, which is a critical offense. They won't, let's just be realistic. Right. But the system also logs how many times. I can track your vehicle across the state. I can tell you, you've gone here this morning, I saw you here, I saw you there, I saw you there. Yes, I can. From my dad, all the officers have those devices with me. And to my learned gentleman that was on the phone earlier, okay, so if you know anything about law enforcement, I don't defend my officers endlessly. I always say that if an officer is above and beyond his call of duty, you should report him. Okay, so if you don't report him, yes, then there is no correction for that attitude on the road. But you know, a lot of people also say, well, I don't want to be the cause of him. No, that is the wrong attitude. If someone is misbehaving, you have to correct it. I don't, you know, a lot of times I take off the uniform and I'm like anybody else, and which is what I tell them all the time. You take off the uniform, you are nobody. You're just a citizen just like everybody else. So you wearing a uniform does not give you the authority to talk to someone.
Harass people. Okay, let me take this call from Dami. He's been holding for it. Dami, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, please, I wanted two issues. On this Lagos road, I've noticed that the VIO, they seem to be more concerned about private vehicles, and they usually don't pay attention to the public vehicles. I've been stopped by VIO before, and right where I was stopped, other yellow buses, those are the downfalls, they were passing them, they were going, and they seem not to care about the condition of their vehicles. Whereas the private vehicles are even in far better condition than the public vehicles. if they put out 10 public vehicles in this Lagos, I can assure that 8 or 9 out of them does not comply with all of the check of the roadworthiness that VIO people are talking about.
Yeah, I think.
All right, so more people are at greater risk because they're carrying passengers. So how would you respond to that?
Okay, thank you. So that's a misconception, like I said earlier. Okay, we don't necessarily apprehend commercial vehicles on the road because they usually resort to violence. And you need to factor in the risk of the passengers they are carrying and the safety of the officers. We know where we get them. It is usually at the car park where they have a chairman or someone that's in charge of that park. All the officer needs to do is take a cognizant note of the plate number and the bus number. They have a unique bus number. All buses have it on their vehicles. So
take it to the chairman.
You take it, and we apprehend it. If you come to our yard, you see a lot of commercial vehicles. Either you bring it or we close the park.
I'll come to you, Mariam, but there's this. I don't want to forget this one. You said that, but we have to adapt to Nigerian system. Yes. So in part of the adapting, things like maybe a broken side mirror is not a big deal for us in Nigeria because we find a way to manage. We manage things. You know, abroad, you can salute, you know, because our country is fairly. I mean, we have a huge percentage of poor people who are struggling to buy a Tokumbo vehicle that has been damaged. So for them, the car moves. I can see, at least I know what I can look back to reverse. We are improvised. We already, our mindset, our car, we're improvised.
Our mind
so why are you using American standard
to judge
people who are already improvised? We're using the rackety crowd that at least it takes my children to school.
Thank you, Mariah.
So how do we marry both situations?
Okay, so that is a good question. Okay, so I don't marry American or European attitude or technology with Nigeria. It's a totally different environment. Okay, but those things that you're mentioning, you might think it's not important, but it is. It forms a larger part of being a safe driver. And you don't have mirrors, okay? You can't see on your side. It's a fact. You know,
put our head out.
We do a lot of things. Let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. When it rains in Nigeria, what's the first thing everybody does?
Find umbrella.
They use the white.
No, that's not what they do.
Wind under the shade?
No, what did they? They switch on the hazard light.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, you can see it because it gets foggy.
No, that's not what it's for.
Just so that you know the next person in front of you.
Okay, so what you're supposed to do is switch on your headlight.
Yes.
Okay, because if you switch on your hazard lights, you cannot indicate whether you want to go left or right. It doesn't work.
But the people behind you would know there's a car ahead because I need those lights blinking because it's dark.
No, if you switch on your headlight, that's why you have tail lights. And you have headlights. That is what they're for.
So give us this information.
How you
Go and read it. No.
You want to be fed the information.
No, not be fed information. But there's a way we like to call abroad. There's a way they do things. They keep reminding people. It becomes like this one now. This switching on of hazard light is now like a part of Nigeria.
Let me tell you, I saw them doing it.
And then you have to
follow. I wasn't taught because I went to driver school and I wasn't taught to do that. But I saw everybody doing it when they're doing it, and I started feeling like maybe to protect myself.
So keep giving us the way that we get our driver's license in Nigeria is different. If we go through the proper training and everything, you get some of this information.
But you forget.
But I just wanted to mention, you talked about complaints, because I have that. Sometimes I want to complain, and I want to make sure that my complaint gets to the right office and something is done about it. But I don't want to spend my whole day when I'm supposed to be running, picking up my kids from school to do that. What app can I use? What number can I call to make sure that my complaints are registered and something is done about it?
Okay, it's twofold, right? Okay, so if you have a complaint about a particular, like say that Shodex place you're talking about, there is a zonal head there that you can complain to. Okay, you can just walk in. You don't even need to stay there. Walk in, collect his phone number, send him a text message, and if he can't handle it, he'll send it to headquarters. We have a department that deals with that issue. So I need people like you to report whatever it is that you're seeing so we can make the corrections in-house as necessary.
And how do I follow up to make sure that complaint is addressed?
So that's what the department is for. They will call you back to address the issues that you have.
This is jumping quickly.
Okay, so some people have reported that the roadworthiness in Ogun State does not apply to Lagos State. Is it not supposed to be to have been judged based on the same criteria? Why do we have to get another one? or be seized when you get into Lagos State and you have Ogun Road worthy? Are you saying Ogun roads are not worthy enough for that certificate?
Okay, so,
that's one.
yeah.
But secondly, is there any way, any way that you can extend the time? Like, if somebody commits an offense, you give them some time to have rectified it before, you know, getting them to pay a fine.
Okay, the first one, there's a misconception. So, roadworthiness and vehicle documentation is a state matter. All right, so if you live in a particular state and your vehicle is registered in that state, you can't go to another state to go and obtain vehicular documentation because that is what we use to pay road taxes, road levies for the state. The roads that we fix, the infrastructure, whatever that goes on the road. And as far as that one is concerned, you have to get the National Assembly to change that law in regards to that, because under the law, there's no room for that. But
okay, we have to wrap up. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
I have to leave it at that. We've been speaking with the boss, VIS actually, Mr. George Fashola. We will still bring you back because we really want to see the technology work. And we hopefully, because that will make things more efficient and easier.
Shodex gardens are noticed? Okay.
So they're supposed to be there. They're not taking them away. They're supposed to be there. Right now.
causing traffic. But they will adjust.
They can move forward.
So, Mariah, you're going for...
Yes, so that's all we can take. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Take care. Bye-bye.